Hey, this is Lyubo at Best Massage in Town. Today I have Monica working on me, so hopefully we'll get the live footage and hopefully it will actually have sound this time because last time we had that issue. So we're here at Nordic Private Care in Baraboo, and we have Monica and Trace is running away, and this is gonna be where she set up her bed. I will have it facing downwards, so this way it's basically going to show you the technique, and then you can critique all you want. So I'll jump under the covers and undress so nobody can see anything. Actually, she can talk to you during that time. I don't even need to leave the room. And you want to take it? You want to take it? I'll explain what you're about to do. You're going to work back sequence. So grab this and tell people what you're about to do. Then you can put it back here.
Okay.
You can step on.
We're not here? We're doing just back sequence today?
Well, no, you'll do a full body, but just trying to explain how you're going to do your back sequence. So that's what everybody wants to learn.
Everybody wants someone in the back. Okay, I guess we're doing a back sequence today, and we're going to start with him prone, and we're going to go start with the back, work our way down the legs, flip them over, do supine. We'll do arms, legs, then we'll end with the neck. That's what we're going to do. Taking a little walk. I need to wash my hands in the room we're in. Does not have a sink.
Those of you that have questions about the back, basically you start, you warm up the muscles. The way I was taught, you look for triggers, you work them out. Start with the upper traps and you work your way down to QL. You work the lats and obliques, work it all in.
Okay, now we're going to see if Lyubo's ready.
You outside?
I checked the audio, it's working.
Yep, Tracy's checking it too. Okay, where do you want this now?
You can set it up there. Yeah. You want to plug the cord so that it doesn't shut down on us. It's in the back. No. Yep. You can see. That should be plenty, I guess.
Good enough right there.
As long as they can see the work you do.
You prefer oil or cream? I have both.
So whatever you want to put with. I've been doing a lot of driving, so I can feel bilateral and I know that needs the attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's alright.
You feel a little more so on your right side. Yeah, I heard you went to Chicago.
Yep.
You got a picture?
It was right in the freezing rain. So.
Ew. Why would you want to try to go to Chicago in freezing rain?
It was a baptism, you don't have a choice.
Oh, okay. I will agree with you there.
from the word to explain what you do. Now we have the audio going.
See what I'm doing right now. It's warming up.
That's really the best hours of the day. Did you say what kind of stuff over here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cold in this. That's how we talked. Swedish is a little bit higher. They usually do like mid thigh, and then as we go, they make us low. Which, as I'm learning, for a lot of people, it's really low.
That's usually chiropractic people, right?
But they usually teach it, or the reason they teach us that is for like people like me. She's like, you can get more of your body weight into it. You pay attention when you're driving, like when you catch your back and catch it, you like move yourself around and adjust yourself.
I do, but
It only works to a point. I know.
never the natural position to begin with.
Car seats are horrible for the human body. Pressure.
When you qualify this pressure, is your firm, medium,
I'm a compliment.
or medium down your
When's the last thing you had to do work on?
wrong side. So what are you finding so far besides the fact that they feel like they're massaging forever?
Got some really tight muscles and a lot of triggers in there.
What is that one you feel there?
This one right here, most of it's your upper track, but when I push it, it goes down in your later.
I wish they could share the music.
But I know that it's okay. Those two days is trying. And massage.
Well, um, I'm trying to be at least twice a week in my daughter's class to help and try to teach them outdoor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like this week we did a discussion about Thanksgiving and Christmas and snow and what to do in a snowstorm.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool.
And the driving part, I used to drive a semi. That wasn't a good idea. It was,
It's hard on the body too.
well, it's horrible on the body, but it's just it's not a lifestyle I recommend for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, super sleep deprived,
Yeah.
and it's not by choice. You know.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the real world, you can choose where to sleep or not, or you just don't have a choice. Then the fishing doesn't only extend to the factor fishing. You know, I do all the tutorials online, the videos, the reports. I have eBay and Amazon online stores for fishing tackle, so I do a lot of reviews on different baits and lures, unboxing stuff.
Relaxing too.
Well, the unboxing I have friends who collect all sorts of things. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say collectible DVD sets,
Mm-hmm.
movies. Uh, so okay, do some of that. That's a bad one. I don't know how visible it is on the screen, but she's digging in my rats and under my scapula. Can you tell what you found there?
I can tell what I found.
No, but I need you to tell to the camera because
yeah, I think we can see my thumbs are like halfway in your back. That feeling.
It's radiating in the in between the ribs, onto the scapula, and to the front, like wrapping around the chest, so kind of street line breathing. That's how bad the trigger point is. It's not your pressure, it's just how bad the muscles are. So it affects the intercostals, it affects the legs, and definitely the subscapularis can feel a little bit affected by it too. Well, I wonder if we can really ask the girls to shut the radio off in that room, because I think it's taking over any sound other than the.
I can if you want.
Yeah, please. If it's alright with them.
Oh, you have to get over there.
So we'll take a moment for a breather because the radio in the next room is interfering with everything. So far, what I'm noticing, she has very intense technique and she's focusing on the trigger points.
Oh, yeah.
And we're back.
I have a question for you. Now, we were taught in school, you can use elbows as long as you're not on bone, but if you're trying to go like around the scapula, if you're close to it,
Define being on bone. Technically, there's always some bone at some point after.
like here, if you wanted to go around it, like this,
Well, what they probably mean is you don't
not
wanna
to be like
be pinching the flesh between the bone and your elbow when you do the transition.
going like half on, half off type thing. Make sure you're off or on all the way.
Yeah, maybe just when you're transitioning, the pressure shouldn't be the same when you're over the bone. And I think it's more of the bone prominence that is in the book, not the. So like when you're on the clavicle or the greater trochanter, places like that, then definitely not the best idea to be pressing. Because for the most part, besides a little bit of ligament tissue, you'll be just testing the pain receptor into the skin. Having fun with that?
You're pushing with my elbow, you're twisting over here. Are you okay?
Yeah, right. There's just that. What I was going to say about the trying to relax oxymoron. You can't really be trying to relax, whether you relax or not. If you intentionally try to be relaxed, that only means that you're not relaxing.
I know what you mean. I do. Relax is a relative word depending on how you're using it.
What are you using now? Oil or cream?
No, just cream. I have oil. Some people I work on like oil, some people like cream. So I have an ask. And I have an instructor that doesn't like to use oil, so.
how am I doing for hyperemia? Again, pretty red up there.
Oh yeah. No doubt about that.
Well, the next thing for the record was hyperemia.
Hyperemia is when the blood comes all the way to the surface, which creates all this redness that you see here.
You can get a poster child for hyperemia.
Yes, you could.
With my girlish white complexion.
You're not that white.
Oh, that one I can't tell if it's most ticklish or painful, but
It's hard.
yeah,
It's jumping all over. Pretty.
I don't know floating is too.
I know this. Is that pressure okay right there?
Yeah, borderline.
Okay. Okay, great. How's that better? Always tickling.
This man, 2 hours might be a really good day.
Well, it's the easiest way to work from our side line. So we teach us in school.
Yeah, that's why the answer is responding well.
Mm-hmm. Side line because it opens them up. And you can stretch them. And here you're just.
As a gift to you, I was shoveling snow this morning. So.
Oh, just as a gift. All right. Supposed to get a snowblower. Come on now. Then again, if we didn't have enough snow. Snowblower wouldn't work.
Can you just leave? No.
I don't know about all that. Are you here in town or are you living now?
Maybe.
How much snow did you guys get? I heard you guys got more than we did.
No, it's pretty good. I love the trip there, so.
We got about 4 or 5. 3.
So whoever's planning to get a massage for my uncle, this is her medium pressure. Try to piss her off so you can brush her teeth.
I don't ever give anybody deep pressure first time I give them a massage, ever. I had a little dirty girl that came to see me in the clinic at school. She was like, you can stand over me. I'm like, no, not first time. Second time I saw her, we got into it.
Tell people what is roller derby.
Roller derby. They do teams. It's was all women, and they roller skate round and around and around and like that.
Tell them why it's all women.
I'm not sure why it's all women. If there's an actual reason for it, I just know that it's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty popular with ladies.
Yeah.
Roller ladies. Technically, like hockey,
Very physical.
hockey and rugby put together. Yep, ladies do it. And they get beat up pretty good.
Oh yes, she was loving every minute of it. Till we got her broke up, and one day I was standing on her on the table. It was really. Right up on there.
I guess it's a very light flow of steam and
Yeah.
it's good for anger.
Yep.
You do beat up on each other pretty good.
They're a fun group of girls, though.
And then always when I get them, I gotta have my disclosures that there's no bruise them. You always keep the bruises going. So.
Oh yeah, you always make sure that you have that noted. Bruises, soreness. Ouchie bones.
So where has my publicity gone since you started? What do you feel?
She went from like a 8+ down to like 3.
I feel like it's not pretty good.
Maybe a 2.
I'm not sure about the right side though. The right side's probably still
Mm-hmm.
because it feels like the left one let go a lot easier than the right.
It did. This one is still really, really red. Like it's really, really.
So if somebody needs to adjust their treatment plan, at that point, what should they do? They see that one side versus the other relaxes a lot better in response to treatment. How would you adjust the treatment?
Well, it depends on how far in you are, and definitely you're going to want to talk to them about what they're doing with their bodies every day.
But let's see if you can shift to another body part and then come back. How would you adjust your ratio of attention to a certain area? Like let's say right now my right side is definitely responding way at the left. So would you rest it a little bit and then come back to it?
Well, in school, the way we do it is we would probably leave it, period, and just go on, move on,
Okay.
just for sake of time.
Because of the time.
Yeah, and then we would just go to probably legs.
And we'll continue with further, right?
Correct.
Okay. So in the case of my QLs not responding well, what do you suggest is the best to try as far as trigger points that refer there?
Well, generally in the flow of things, we would just probably like glutes over here
Okay.
and keep going down all over your feet. Do you have sciatic problems?
What? Probably. Define doctor and say problem.
Well, have you had major sciatic problems, like where you've had
Nothing diagnosed.
to seek treatment or anything for it?
No, nothing diagnosed.
But you know you have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Piriformis problems?
Oh, I drive, so no choice around that.
Some people manage to keep them loose.
And it's really tough. It helps them up. Maybe they drive differently than others. With their thought process, controlling the pedals versus using physical contact.
So none of them are any good. But you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you addressing now?
Piriformis. It wants to run away right now.
How's that working for your thumb so far?
Not like I'm running here right now.
Using your elbow or what?
Correct. Maybe you are in the way of getting my phone.
I was gonna say by now, probably you'll need a surgery if you're not using all your thumbs with this pressure.
No.
Don't forget to breathe, and it's okay to cry, right?
Correct. Everything goes on. Thanks, it's really hard to turn your brain.
No, I don't know.
How much time do you spend in a car lately?
Typical Saturday night, probably 8 hours.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's one of those bucket seats, so it's even more fantastic.
Are they adjustable buckets?
But hopefully you adjust it.
Well, no, I said no, I'm asking because in my van, I have the bucket seats, but mine I can tip forward so like you're not like stuck like down in, you know what I mean? You can like tip yourself forward so you're not like, you're more level.
So in case people cannot see right now, she's using her elbow to address my piriformis muscle in the obturator forearm, and I'm here with clenching because my whole side is now is obviously inflamed and is it visible on the camera where you press on?
Probably not. I think I'm blocking most of it. We'll see when I get to the other side. Mm-hmm.
There.
Yeah. What's going on right there?
I'm not sure if it's not sebaceous.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a cyst or if it's actually your bone.
On the one side, it's definitely the bone. The front end side,
Yeah.
but it's as you go posterior, I think there is like either a lymph node or something.
Yeah, there's something right there. I don't know if there's something too much. It really hurt when I push it out.
Uh-huh.
Are you prone to getting those?
Yeah.
What's this? Like a hereditary thing?
I don't know. It might be the first one. And self-hated my mom and dad, so I don't know. But
I haven't done my dad with my mom. The table warmer, okay.
pardon?
Is the table warmer, okay?
You think they care about me?
I'm asking because we turned it down and then we turned it back up.
Well, it's alright. Maybe it's comfortable. What precautions are you taking for your body mechanics to protect your body when working this low?
You lunge. You do a lot of lunging. You don't bend with the waist. You lunge.
Okay.
And when you're short like me, it's easy to do. And you don't really reach.
So are you using your fist? Are you locking your elbow?
Like this. Never lock your elbows. It's too much stress on your shoulders.
Not only elbows, any joint. Primary to lock.
I suppose not to reach too far. Just always work with what's in front of you. You reach a little bit.
Tell my hamstrings don't like you, but now.
I'm not even work I don't like me because my hamstrings don't like you. And then some people that sit a lot, and I'm okay. I'm sure I'll be.
Yeah.
Only you can say.
What is this one called?
It's like a string, color string type of thing.
Like ringing?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually works really good inside line.
Sideline?
Yeah.
I'm not asking for myself, I'm asking for the camera.
No, that's okay. It works a lot better inside line. You can do it this way. It works really well if you do it like all the way under if you're trying to straighten somebody that's like really rotated in the hips.
And what type of muscles do you usually address with those ringing?
Actually, if you are doing it, you can do it to address the fascia, and then you can do it to address the quads and the hamstrings as a whole all at the same time.
Pretty much anywhere along birth.
Yep. We use all that just like warm up, just to get stuff warmed up. Loosen up. Mm-hmm. Your adductors aren't liking me right now either.
Why the same conversation? find out how old Chris is. I'll be taking bets and then
I have no idea how old she is.
I'll let the winner pick a prize.
You should ask her about walking into the door for me.
Is that?
Yeah, I looked on her head, on her neck. When
She
she got up, she was, I told her, I said, you need to get a tour on you. She was a little,
too loose.
yeah.
Walk straight, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't make my body's later. I said, like, I told you to take your time.
Okay, this one in Boston is going to be so cool because otherwise you can get
I know, I know.
And the reason I'm doing this right now is because if I keep my toes,
Mm-hmm.
basically if I keep my foot extended, that would create a very good opportunity for a cramp. So during sessions, if, the, if your guest gets a Charlie horse, what's your best tool to address that?
For a Charlie horse?
Yeah,
Are you telling me, does it, in which muscle?
well, right now you're working on my calf, so
Mm-hmm.
if I do cramp right now,
Okay.
yeah, okay. What would be the best thing to do? Are you trying to get me to cramp so you can show
No, no. If you were cramping,
Yeah.
I probably, for sure, would stop whatever it was I was doing to figure out what was going on.
Mhm.
And give you a little bit of time. But I would also, like you had said, if you kept your foot extended, I would probably move it out of whatever position it was in.
Maybe shake it out a little.
Yeah. I don't really have anybody have one on the table yet, so.
Well, it will happen. A lot of times you let them get out of what, like again, intuitive versus counterintuitive. The counterintuitive, actually productive way to deal with it is actually make them go into the motion that caused the cramp.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a extent to which the body will allow for it to keep going. It will hurt, but it actually will hurt less than if you try to go against it, and then you can actually cause a tear.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't want to encourage them to do what everyone tries to do, to pull your toes and approximate it to your shin bone.
No, I don't think I'd pull on anybody's toes. That just sounds like it hurt.
Well, what usually people do is grab the tips of their feet and try to pull them towards their shin.
Oh, you mean this?
Yeah, and that's the opposite of what should happen. You know, if you ask the cramp.
I get a lot of cramps in my legs at night.
Uh-huh.
Like down here.
Okay.
And it makes my feet do that. And I'm like, no.
Another one to work on is perineals for that, especially if you really feel it in the bottoms of your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Perineals refer down there. You do want us to address just to relax that cramping.
I can never get in there deep enough.
Well, it's hard to do them yourself, of course.
Yeah.
You don't have the proper angle.
No.
But then again, the size of those muscles is not allowing for too much pressure to begin with. Uh-huh. So this one is also good to try and do deep breathing, kind of ask them to push
And we push up.
up like this. Yeah, take a deep breath and exhale, let go.
Go ahead. Push. Take a deep breath.
And it's going to be really funny to try to do that on a belly dancer.
Yeah.
So they can basically lift you up from there.
I'm sure.
Yeah. You try with two people pushing against the door of the belly dancer. It's pretty much impossible to turn her away from what she's trying to do.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so overboard. It's insane.
Well, I can't say that we're actually working on belly
I think football players cannot hold a candle up there. It's just insane.
Oh, I suppose. Well, I know football players have done ballet,
Well,
but they're not as
yeah, but they're more like thoroughbred horses when it comes to this. So their muscles are not, I mean, they can handle this back and all that. But when it comes to pain, if you take a 4-year-old lady that runs marathons and a 20-year-old football player,
Yeah.
I guarantee that the guy cannot handle 30% of the pain threshold that the lady can.
This is true.
And you see this over and over. I mean, some people will be units that can do that. If they get military training or prior or martial arts and stuff like that, that changes that because they're conditioned to it. But when it comes to just natural pain handling and pain threshold, it's just no match.
Martial arts, I had a guy that was starting to do that. I was like, I haven't heard back from him. I know he called me and said I'm too sore to move.
Well, again, if you're just starting to do that, I'm talking about somebody who's conditioned from childhood.
Yeah.
It's completely different. If you're my age and start doing martial arts, and
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to handle pain the same way as a kid who's grown up with it.
This is true. Is your card automatic?
Pardon me?
Is your card automatic?
Yeah.
You got muscles that are acting like you're driving a clutch.
It's because when I go fishing, I run on the rocks like a stupid goat.
We could go, huh?
Like, a lot of cuts and making stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When you work in the back of the knee, what's important to be careful about?
Endangerment site. And it's just the upper splits heel also back there. Because of the arteries that I'm behind there. Behind me, right back here.
And what else is very common to find there and you shouldn't try to work it out?
You can have Baker's cysts back there. They show up a lot. Especially factory workers.
Which for some other reason we see a lot of here
Yeah.
in the clinic.
Factory workers, construction workers get them a lot too. Especially ones that work on the highway. And that one, I'm not sure if it's just because they're in concrete all the time.
Because they lean on those showers way too long watching others work. That's why.
It could be.
And a lot of times, spider veins will be common, and you see a lot of that. So when you're looking back on them, it's important to be careful about the other systems, not only the muscle system.
Mm-hmm. Spiders, depending on the size, can be okay. If it's a very close one, you want to watch out.
Then if you have somebody diabetic or somebody who's prone to circulation problems, what do you want to watch for in the cat?
Edema is a big one to watch for. And you also want to watch for any sores that show up on the skin that look like they're not healing.
So which one would be a life endangerment one?
A sore could be depending on how far along it is if they don't notice it. But edema could be if it's pitted.
And basically for the edema, they will know about it, they'll let you know. What I usually worry about is compartment syndrome
Yes.
with diabetics because of the problems with circulation.
Mm-hmm.
So far I've been lucky enough to find one, but at the spa, there's been 2 cases already where the infection is prevented the fatality from happening because the person would have had it, and just because we feel that excessive heat
Mm-hmm.
and the darkness, and we get referred out immediately, and actually it's life saving. Uh, Nothing fancy, nothing to be super concerned with immediately if you don't know it, but it is something to be proud of. Let people to find it and let people know because it is life.
Now with compartment syndrome, is it possible that they could be, instead of excessive heat, that they could be excessively cold in one leg?
Anything that's excessive is an alert for you.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I cannot diagnose if it's going to be compartment syndrome,
Yeah.
but the color will definitely be vastly different.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's not to the point where they are responsive or anything like this because it's just local in the cat.
Yeah.
But it's high.
Mm-hmm.
So when you've seen it, it's very firm, it's very dark, and it actually does feel a lot around. I'm not sure if it's excessive coolness that probably more like atrophy.
Okay.
I would think of atrophy more than anything. And I've worked on that, especially with multiple sclerosis,
Mm-hmm.
which sadly enough not going to win anymore.
No, it's not.
It's, it used to be some old school thinking that I wouldn't get it or whatnot, but
Yeah.
it's not. Sadly enough, it's way more prevalent in the Midwest
Yeah.
because of the lack of vitamin D, lack of sunshine, lack of good nutrition, diverse nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is misdiagnosed too, because also in the Midwest there's a huge consumption of diet products that have aspartame,
Yes.
and one of the side effects in the nervous system of aspartame could mimic symptoms of multiple sclerosis. But uh, when it's true multiple sclerosis and it's caught on time, I've read that currently there are some very radical treatments, actually with chemotherapy in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
There is some chemotherapies that weren't very successful in treating cancer, but they were successful in treating multiple sclerosis.
Huh.
So actually, in a way, they reverse the process of losing the myelin sheath. And another factor that sadly a big factor in that is alcohol consumption can also deteriorate the mal issues around the nerves. So once again, the Midwest with the religious drinking in the winter, in combination with the fact that there is no sunshine to help with the formation of vitamin D, way more prone to developing multiple sclerosis. And the special adjustments that you need to do to your treatment in many cases will be not limited to only if you have to lift your patient out of their wheelchair and put them on the table, but you'll be lifting a catheter and colostomy bag with him. It's a hardship, but you need to be aware of it and you need to not be surprised and act unnaturally just because your patient here, because they need it more than anybody else. They need that attention. And the other thing to pay attention to is usually the caregivers need more attention than they do.
This is
So
very true too.
if you can provide care to the caregivers, then it'll be really helpful because that person is doing 24/7.
Yeah.
I don't need to be carrying on topic here, but we started off with the compartment syndrome and the atrophy and the different things you can find in the muscle tissues. And basically all of that is due to the fact that massage therapists kind of developed that strong feeling for temperature differences and for difference in tonicity and very minute delta between a couple of areas. We can actually sense that. So anytime you feel there is an abnormality, don't hesitate to address it with your patient because it's in many cases is crucial.
That's true.
Uh, Another thing you'll see a lot, and we talked about this earlier, not only stories and things, but a lot of times you'll see when you work, especially back and backs and legs and soft areas, you'll see ticks. When you see parasites like ticks, a lot of times because of how sophisticated their systems are, they can go unnoticed for a long time. Uh, it might sound selfish or stupid, but in many cases, I don't address it until the end of the session.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, if it's been embedded there for a while, that half hour or whatever is left of the session will not drastically change the fact. I mean, that's only me. I don't advise on this. People can make their own decision.
Yeah.
But if you're at a spa where a person is paying $150 or more for a session, and you cut it off short because you found a tip, or you can tip them off honestly, because in a way, it's not gonna change the fact. So after the session, we can be referred out to wherever they're feeling it's the right place to get it removed.
This is true.
But again, it's a personal decision of how you want to deal with it. On the other hand, if you are so concerned about your personal safety, unless it's in your bloodstream, bacterial side effects in the tick, I don't think will affect you as much. Plus, you're probably a person who washes their hands about a couple of dozen times during your session, so you're not in any way exposed to it. Plus, if you have open cuts, you are unfit to be providing the service to begin with.
Take a deep breath. Relax.
So what Monica is doing right now is the post-isometric relaxation stretches. Those are assisted stretches, and she's asking me to push. Usually the ask is for like 80 to 90% of your capability. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax.
When you relax as you can push down.
It allows for a finer stretch than you normally would achieve just actively.
And usually at school we usually have us do it in threes, and every time you do it, you can take it a little further when they relax.
And you want to always go to a soft end feel. And usually it goes farther with every second one because of the effect of the exhalation relaxing the fascia. So it gets you to a point where you get way further than you normally would.
I can't say I've ever seen anybody with a tick, or worked on anybody, I should say.
You will. You will. It's only a matter of time. Go for and get them all the time. And it's, the ones that will be on the open parts, obviously they'll get seen right away.
Yeah.
But if it's up around the ears or on the back or in the fold of the knee, on the inner thigh, places like this, that you can't really pay attention to immediately, and you'll be the one to find them. Same thing with moles and birthmarks that change liver spots that get detached from elderly people. You always want to address these things. Just never really be unsaid. Nothing is uncomfortable to speak of when you think about it. The person feels undressed. So,
It was basil or something.
well,
Of course, that doesn't really mean a whole lot here.
one way to look at it about addressing issues you find is living with it. Technically, you can live with the fact that they're not going to come back if you insult them in any way, but maybe they won't live with it too long if you do have to address it. So, you want to think of it this way.
Pressure, okay. And he laughs.
And so, react to things.
I know. I do the same thing.
So, again, I'm guessing the elbow, the piriformis, and the gluteals, trying to loosen up the groups of muscles in the obturator so you can relax the sciatic nerve, and at the same time, trying to loosen up the area around the IT band, which on the right side will do the bad, especially around the greater trochanter and around the interior, superior, whatever it's called.
Interior, superior, iliac spine. Is that what
Yeah.
you're going for?
Not hit enough breath for that.
Yes, yes. There you go. Keep breathing.
I'm taking a beating for you guys, just so you know.
Your other side was definitely worse. I could actually feel you tensing up every time you were trying to breathe out. So where does this go, this video now?
This one is directly on the Best Massage in Town YouTube channel,
Okay.
which is google.com plus Lyubo.
Is that the one that's on your card?
That's on, I'll put it on the playlist there, yeah. Otherwise, it will be on Facebook.
Okay.
And if you need a Facebook Antonov/Eurotouch.
Mm-hmm. You, regular massage buddy.
Yeah, right. I should be taking some of my own medicine.
Squeeze it in there.
Easy to say when you're in school, right? Because we have all those people eager to work on each other.
You know what? I work on a lot of people, and they don't seem to be getting as much work as they should be.
That's where I stand. You know, I work on many people, I don't get it.
I know, I know.
That's the plumber with the bad piping kind of concept.
Actually made an appointment and I got one last week. Last week Monday. She's like, I'm like, yeah.
So explain how you're changing the angle of your pressure and why.
It's really, you have to do it subtle. Obviously, you don't want to be just digging your elbow around in somebody's piriformis or their glute. You're very subtle, and you have to pay attention to what you're feeling with your elbow. You can feel the muscle when it relaxes. If you're paying attention, you can kind of feel where you need to go next. In your case, you're twitching everywhere. And it helps when they breathe, like he's doing.
It's also important to remind them to do what before the session.
To what? I'm sorry, what was your question?
What is a very important precaution to do before every massage session, especially when you're planning to do deep work? Something simple, like to use the bathroom, because
Oh, yeah.
you don't want to squeeze anything out of them.
Yeah.
And somebody who has issues like bladder problems and stuff like that, you might need to take breaks because of that. So be prepared for it.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing anything? Right here.
I'm good.
Right here is where you're stuck. The rest of it's kind of left loose. Right here is where you're.
And so I can get relaxation and get some kind of
Okay.
instant relaxing for you.
Okay, look on the rest of it's really good. You're stuck right there at the top. Right here. Which could be all you're going to get today.
So the spa, no matter how much you want to help people, you, for the most cases, you will not have appropriate time to warm them up enough to receive this type of pressure.
Correct.
And to be on the safe side, especially considering that people at the spa will be in a commingled pool after that, and they'll show up with bruises. You want to be really just kind of cautious around it, and want to be just be safe for your own safety and longevity in the profession. And consider your surroundings. So if it's your own clinic and you know a person, like you know, in my case, definitely go for it. Because it's the real therapeutic effect you'll be seeking. But if you'll be seeking the commercial effect of keeping coming back, then you want to be addressing it.
Yeah, it's a little different. Okay, I was waiting for you to get done talking. You can turn over whenever you're ready. Slide down, put your head on the table.
Okay.
Yeah, that light's gonna blind you because I don't have any other light on.
That's all right.
I'm sure about that. She was gonna get a lamp. She ran away when you turned the video on.
Hmm?
She was gonna get a lamp when she ran away when you turned the video on.
That's all right. I check my eyelids for leaks.
For leaks. I know eyelids could have leaks. This is doing with the gravity.
No, I'm good. I'm good. One thing that's good to mention at this point, a lot of times, uh, uh, I don't know what they teach you in school, but how how would you deal with the gentleman you have on your table if they have an erection when you turn face up?
Basically,
Yeah.
just ignore it.
Actually, you shouldn't because it's compromising your work. What you do a lot of times, like at first, obviously, you wait for it to go away, but a lot of times it's not going to be the case. You have people who are there for the wrong reason. And I'm not being cynical about it. I'm just seeing way too many people already. Uh, a good way to address something like this: take a heavy towel, fold it up a few times, and just place it right on top of the groin area, which means that you notice what's going on with them, and you're not going to leave it be. Because if you let, basically it is your space. You don't want to let people invade your space. When you're in massage therapy, people will try to take advantage of you in many ways. Not only your guests, the people who you work for. It's a setting that you want to make as much comfortable for yourself as it is for the guest. When you're in the very beginning, you're ready to compromise many things just in order uh, to get ahead in the position you are, especially when you start at the bottom of the totem pole. Uh, when you allow even a little bit of frivolous action for those guests, they will take it further. Unfortunately, it's the sad truth. Sadly enough, even the 21st century, people have the wrong imagery of massage. You will get people trying to expose themselves. You will get people trying to reach and touch you and do stupid things. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, looks, things, age, nothing matters. It's just there's people who are there for the wrong reason. And the reason why we do those videos, one of the major reason is to save a lot of the new people in the field from the hassle of not being able to ask the right questions and not having the right support system. So something as simple as this, addressing the fact that somebody has an erection on a table, is actually a very helpful thing to provide you with a safety and peace of mind that you know that in any case you'll be still safe. And it is your own space again, and you should be in control. Doesn't matter what they teach you about ethics and not overstretching your boundaries and not allowing for.
It's actually nice to get an opinion from a guy on it instead of
Oh, yeah.
therapist because all of our instructors are women. So
Yeah, so the one thing, for example, I'll give you the example. It's you know, you know me already. I like to turn things into jokes. So at a point in time, it was right between Thanksgiving and New Year's. And this is where you get people who are from ways away coming to visit families. So I had a gentleman on my table. He was openly homosexual. Designer from, I think, from New York. Just recently moved to LA, and he was coming back to the Midwest to visit family, coming for a service, and he explained initially what he does. He designs ties, so this is his line of work. And at some point, when he's turning face up, he says, "I need to apologize, but uh, I've been aroused, so I have an erection." This is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, the first thing that came to mind was, well, I said, Merry Christmas, maybe you should design a necktie for it. Because this is, basically I wanted to turn it into a joke. But he felt really embarrassed about it. So he said, no need to be embarrassed. If you feel uncomfortable, I can leave the room, let you compose yourself, and come back and we can proceed with the session. Or the other option, we can cut the session short and this would be it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care, honestly. At this point in time, if I have to cut the session short, if I have to deprive somebody of the session,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I'll get paid or anything like this. It's not about this. I want to feel comfortable when I'm working.
Yeah.
Now, another thing, if somebody is new in the profession, it goes both ways. There might be a guy who comes and works, and he's the guy who's getting aroused. He's the massage therapist. And it will happen. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're a person, you're touching people.
Yeah.
Now, you are in the wrong setting if you're still considering people sexual object if you're providing the service. So if somebody out there is watching this video and if they're in this kind of a stuck position where they're still providing sessions and they're feeling aroused, well, maybe they really need to reconsider what they came in this profession for. Physiologically, there's many reasons why I would get it, but over time, when you worked on thousands of bodies, you should get over this at some point. You should be able to compose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to the fact, if you have a gentleman who gets sexually aroused during your massage, uh, now ignoring the thing in many ways would be a wrong decision to make. If they start touching, adjusting themselves or anything like this, just stop what you're doing, address it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a good way to be is, like I said, I can leave the room so you can compose yourself and we can proceed with the session, or we can cut the session short.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, for once, it can cause inconsistency long term. If you're working at a spa,
Mm-hmm.
and if somebody allowed for this before, and they come and expect the same from you,
Yeah.
that's already a bad rep for everybody. So you might not want to be that guy or that girl who does it, but somebody needs to cut it short. And I honestly have no respect for people who keep their mouth shut around being humiliated this way.
Your boundaries. And there are more boundaries.
Yep. And there will be all sorts of situations. You will have guys trying to expose themselves. You have ladies trying to expose themselves. You have ladies asking you to massage their breasts. It's it's a matter of clinical etiquette. It's a matter of your professional license. Where you draw the line.
There are medical places that they can go to have that.
There are medical places where you
Like
can get this done.
usually that's medical related that you
In the cases where I've been in those situations, there's nothing medical about it. So
yeah.
talking about where you want to be, where you want to be safe in your profession, and you want to last,
Mm-hmm.
because see that usually has an umbrella that is about $2.5 million. So there will be idiots out there who will try to get a piece of that action too.
Uh-huh.
Another example, when you're in a situation where you're providing stretches during your massage,
Mhm.
you will have people who are trying to blame you on tears that occur to their muscle tissue.
Mm-hmm.
I had a case where a gentleman tried to sue for a torn ACL. Now, the basic question I had right away was, did you walk out of that room or did I carry you on my back?
Good question.
And also, because one of the things you need to remember, try to have the thinnest walls so everything is actually heard through the walls. It's better to be quiet so that nobody hears what's going on, but it's important for everything to be heard.
Yeah.
Because if you tear somebody's muscle, wouldn't you expect them to yell bloody murder at that point?
Yeah.
So for your own safety, you want to be surrounded by people who think the same way you do, and when they're actually out there providing sessions for somebody else, they can actually back you up and be your alibi for whatever's been happening in that room.
Mhm.
Uh, you will have people produce all sorts of sounds, and uh, you will learn to deal with that. That's not the biggest issue because everybody deals, like we said, we laugh at the pain, or somebody might be uh, having other responses.
Yep.
But the important thing is the people around you uh, to be able to stand up behind you and sit uh, sit up and say, okay, I can really back that professional up. I know what they stand for. Because you have people who will try to compromise your integrity.
Mhm.
It's guaranteed, bound to happen. This is why you want to be ready for it. So going back to what we said, a simple heavy towel, you just place it, and in many ways that actually can let them compose themselves, and you can proceed with your service. One other thing I wanted to mention, something that not too many people expect, and becomes to be a shock. People who are missing body parts or have extra body parts.
Okay.
So obviously, if it's the hands, when you walk out there and you shake hands, you realize if they have a missing finger, or if they have an extra finger, if they have webbed fingers, or if they're missing a full arm or a wrist. It happens. Somebody can have their hand chopped off in an accident. Somebody can have their whole arm missing. Uh, Learn to be a professional about it. The same way you don't want to insult somebody in a social situation, even more in a humility situation like a massage setting, because again, that person came there, gave you their trust, undressed in front of you, and the last thing they need from you is being judged. So that's a big one, and I've seen most of those. I've seen the extras. I've seen the missing ones. I've seen half chopped ones. I've seen people who have surgically tried to change what they already have,
Mhm.
uh, and it's never a pretty sight at first. But when you look at it from the human standpoint, it's just the next person that you will work on.
Mhm.
Now, if it is something that you feel is in any way compromising your health,
Mhm.
like if it's a fresh tattoo that's open and it can be infected, dangerous for both of you,
Mhm.
definitely refer out, cancel, whatever you want to do. Just never allow the whoever sold the service to kind of lead you into providing something that you shouldn't be doing.
Mhm.
That especially stands for spas, because spas are greedy. Spas are money makers, and they will do anything to get the service. I've had to work in a single room, provide couple services where we bring a second table just because they double booked and they don't want to lose the service. They don't want to do them back to back. They want the couple happy. That couple will never be happy. That couple will never come back because they had their services in a room a little bit bigger than this. Or there is spas like not gonna say names, doesn't matter. In the winter time, uh, they have rooms that are afterthoughts that are designed after the fact that the spa was built, and it's basically like a summer cabana type of room that
Mhm.
barely handles heat, let alone sub-zero temperatures, and they still want to provide couple services in those rooms. For the most part, if the spa isn't busy, I will much rather provide the service in the corridor where there is actually tolerable temperature and it's not a health concern that the person will actually get overcooled and get freaking hypothermia or whatever.
That would be the next thing.
But again, that goes away from any consistency from any comfort level, that person will never come back. You cannot count or repeat clientele in that type of situation. You basically save them the day, but that's all you're doing.
Just showed a note under the door here. Oh, I have a 1 p.m. I didn't know I had anybody.
Okay. Well, if we need to cut it short, you can cut it short.
We probably should, yeah. Listening to you talk.
So let's go over real quickly here a couple of minutes. As far as tonicity, what did I come in with? About 8, right?
Yeah,
It was
definitely.
about all over. After the initial warm up, after the initial hyperemia, the body started responding a little better.
Mhm.
What was the hardest tissue to penetrate? What do you think? On the back, probably.
Probably your back,
The
I'm
right
definitely on the
side,
right
okay.
side. Your left went down to like between a 1.5 and a 2, but your right was still like between a 3 and a 4. You were still hanging in there on the right.
So now, having in mind that we have a very close therapeutic relationship, you don't have to ask for pressure as often. In any other setting, definitely every few strokes, if it doesn't get too invasive, you always want to ask. Going back to the safety, you will definitely be asking about when you're using lubrication, if it's oil or cream, you always want to ask about allergies so you don't get any reactions. And if you do get a reaction while you're working, definitely want to stop and change what you're doing. You want to address it with them because a lot of times people know these things and they expect others to know them.
Mhm.
So they will not tell you many things that you will find out during the session. For example, they might not tell you that they have a tear in the shoulder. It's been bothering them, and you can only move their shoulder like 20 degrees.
Yeah.
But you'll find that out once you start working on them. So it's kind of like an adaptation thing to keep going with the flow and don't get overly alarmed. You can still keep working. You should not stumble you at that point.
Mhm.
I guess you're on a great path. You you make a lot of people happy when you work. You guarantee you that much. Um, where do you plan to work? Have you already chosen places?
Don't we?
Don't know yet. Or if anybody out there is looking to employ a good therapist, Monica right there, I'll post a link to her contact details in the description. Otherwise, follow us on Facebook Your Touch, and then my channels are I'm a little out of it, but Yubaka video, and then on Google it will be Google/plus Lyubo Antonov. Thank you for watching. Follow us on Twitter, Bulgarian Alien. Give us your comments. Let us know how we did, and wish good luck to Monica. She'll be out in the field pretty shortly, right after the holidays. So there's a bright future ahead of her. Thank you once again. You can click that.
Shut it.
No, just click the stop broadcast button.
Wait, which is
On
where?
the bottom there should be a
This
stop
one?
broadcast. Yeah.
Just hit it like on the screen.
No, just use the mouse.
Yeah, I like that.